Early this morning, I saw across my feed a YouTube video from Jeff Cavaliere from Athlete X. He is a pretty well-known in some circles fitness person, incredibly fit, has a YouTube following of about 12 million. I met him several years ago, didn't do anything with him. He's built his business organically, not through acquisition. But I was listening to his YouTube video this morning, and you could have substituted what he was hearing from someone on his YouTube comments to this acquisition program we're going through. And frequently what I hear when I look at the comments on either some of my YouTubes or podcasts, well, this won't work because of this, or the only reason that person was successful is because of this. And all of those are excuses. And I think if you take a listen to Jeff's YouTube video here, I guess it's about 10 or 11 minutes long. You could substitute acquisition program or whatever you want to call it for what he's talking about. And the message is exactly the same. The fact that this does require hard work. It does require commitment. But at the end, he says, there's no reason that anyone else can't do what I've done as long as they follow the steps and put the work in and don't quit. So absolutely, it applies. So I wanted to include that video for you here. I think it would be helpful. Just think of his message with respect to what you're going through and why it's so important to focus on following the steps, doing the work. And if you do that, the odds are that you will be successful in the end.
What's up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, AthleteX.com. We got a controversial one here for you today. And the fact of the matter is this. I'm going to make the statement right off the bat. You cannot build muscle over the age of 35 unless you're on TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy, or as some would call it, hormone replacement therapy. I know this to be the case. I know this because someone left a comment on my video that said that was true. So we know it must be true. Right now I'm going to put this comment up here and I want to read it for you, and then we're going to start breaking it down because you guys obviously have to sense the sarcasm in my voice. This ain't true. Okay, now let's put some context here. The guy's name is going to be blurred out. I am not looking to cause a personal attack by me or any of my viewers against this guy because everybody's entitled to their opinion, but his sentiment is downright wrong. Jesse wanted to nominate him as Mr. Professor Dickweed or something like that. I don't care. You could call him whatever you want, but I'm not going to name him publicly. But I want to read what he said. Jeff, I really like your videos, and I've watched them for maybe 2 years now. But there's an elephant in the room, and that elephant is that you are on HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I want to make it clear, I have absolutely no problem with this. In fact, at 42, you have little choice but to be on hormone replacement therapy if you want to be truly athletic. But the problem I have with it, as someone would have with this video, is it leads to false expectations in anyone over the age of 35 especially. Unless someone is a genetic freak, they will not be able to get that swollen, veiny, bulging look. Don't get me wrong, they'll look pretty good, but they're not like this wrestler, because this was not when I talked about a wrestler in a previous video, and certainly not like you. So do your fan base, especially the older guys, a favor and admit that you are on HRT so that you can maybe help people get their doctors and or anti-aging clinic and get the supplements they need to stay healthy and active into their 60s. What's the harm? I mean, I know there's a stigma to this stuff, even when prescribed legally by a doctor, but maybe you can help dispel this a bit by letting people know how to do these supplements responsibly and legally. Either way, I wish you the best with your company and your channel. I truly am not trying to bust your balls, but again, I do not think it's fair for you to keep one of the integral parts of training over 40 a secret any longer. Your body needs testosterone and growth hormone to function properly and repair itself. Sure, diet and hard work are fine, but without adequate test and GH, their results will be greatly diminished, capitalized, and may even result in injury. So consider coming clean. I think it would be good for you, the sport, and the public's perception of you. All the best. Now, that's a mouthful right there. And that right there is a bunch of horse shit. And I'm going to tell you why. It doesn't anger me. because he's personally attacking me or trying to call me out for something he feels that I'm using, my secret. What angers me is what it does to those that were thinking about starting and were discouraged by what he just said. Because what he just said, he just set the bar really freaking low. 35? You can't look good after 35? I'm guessing he's 36 years old. But the fact of the matter is, to think that any whatever bulgy, veiny look, whatever it is strictly is responsible. It requires hormone replacement therapy because after the age of 35 you just can't have that. Is setting the bar so low that it is doing such a disservice to anybody that watches this channel, any other fitness channel on YouTube, anywhere where they go for advice and encouragement on how to look better than they do right now. It's really a quitter's attitude. And that's my problem with him. He's a quitter. He is determined that because of his lack of ability to commit to a cause, that means nobody else can do it unless they're a genetic freak or are using something that they shouldn't be using. And that pisses me off, guys. It really, really gets under my skin. And that's the reason why I'm making this video. I had another video planned for today, but this one had to be done. And what I think the problem is that when you think about where this comes from, it comes again from an insecurity on your own inability to achieve something. So what you do is you go and you sort of try to bring everybody down to you. Instead of trying to aspire to get to this level, whatever that level is that you're achieving, you try to bring everybody else back to the pack. There's another saying, they say there's two ways to have the biggest building in town. The first is you can knock all the other buildings down so that your building is the only one standing. That's the first way you could do it. Or, you know what you could do? You could build the biggest fucking building in the neighborhood. And then you got the biggest building. This guy's chosen to try to knock the other buildings down. But don't let him discourage you. And I don't say that because I'm angry that he's potentially discouraging customers of Athlete X from people from buying programs that I recommend. Guys, I have 800 and some odd free videos here that you know I put my best and greatest content here for you each and every week, multiple times a week. There are so many people that use our programs, and there's so many people that don't use our programs, all of them unified by the fact that they're getting results and they're out there actually doing the work. And they're not looking to start bringing into the equation elements that make their ability to obtain those results impossible. This guy has. So for the record, if we want to talk about me, I've mentioned on this channel many, many times before, for someone that struggled in their life to put on size, to have any muscle, and I'm not a huge guy, guys, I'm 5'10", 175 pounds. To have somebody accuse you of using some performance-enhancing drug, and I'll throw hormone replacement in that group, anything performance-enhancing, other than what you're naturally doing every single day, for someone to accuse you of that is one of the most ridiculous feelings. I feel like, holy crap, I could not imagine anybody would ever have said that to me at one point in time. And the fact of the matter is, even Jesse, our own beloved Jesse, who's put on 12 pounds, is getting accusations thrown his way, which to me is laughable that the guy is juicing and he's doing something else. I mean, it's so crazy, but that's what happens. As soon as you start to look better, then people start making accusations. Now, in this case, the guy has two check boxes. Over the age of 35, TRT, if you look good. You look better than me, TRT. It's like, you fit those two criteria, TRT. It's beyond ridiculous. As I said, I don't drink, I never have. I don't use drugs, I never have. I don't use anything. The strongest thing I probably used in my life was a Tylenol, or maybe an antibiotic. I don't smoke. I don't party. I live a very, what some would say, boring life. But you know what? That boring life is what I like. You know, and I have a family, and my family prefers that I live that life, and we have a good time with me living that life, believe it or not. It might not be the life for everybody, but it's what I choose to live. I have a very strict attention to my diet and what I eat, and my nutrition matters to me. I don't eat cheat meals. I have my carrot cake once a year. And as I said to you before, the reason why I don't eat cheat meals is because I don't feel like I'm cheating. I actually enjoy the foods I eat. It just so happens that I eat healthy foods. I can stay lean 365 days a year because I love what I eat. And the fact is that foods that I do eat are in line with keeping me this way. They're in line with keeping me lean because I eat healthy foods all the time. I don't feel tempted. Am I saying that is something that everyone else has to do in order to look a certain way? No, I know people all the time. I know guys that are older than me. They come to our live event. They send pictures in of what they've been doing, following our programs or not following our programs. They look better than me. They don't have, I'm sure they drink. I'm sure they go out socially from time. I'm sure they eat carrot cake more than once a year. You don't have to do that to look good, but that's what I do. But to throw accusations that way, it's sort of more of a compliment and a boost to me, but it pisses me off because it's what it does to you. Again, this channel was meant to inspire you about what is possible. And I will sit here and I'm going to make this guy's day a really bad one because I'm going to tell him right now to his face, 100% everything that I demonstrate on this channel is doable. 100% everything that I stand in front of you and demonstrate, my bulgy veins and all, is 100% doable with no TRT, with no supplementation, with nothing but hard work and a commitment to eating right. I know I just ruined your day. I just took away all of your excuses. Now what? Now what? Well, I can tell you what. The rest of the guys that came here with good intentions, the guys that are actually willing to work, you just became inspired, and you should be inspired because you can achieve whatever it is you want. You're going to have to prioritize. You're going to have to work your ass off. All those things are never going to go away, and I would never bullshit you about that. Those elements will always have to be in place. There's no way around that part, but if you are willing to commit to that, and you're ready to bust your ass, you're ready to do what you need to do, then you have the ability to look far better than me. Far better than me. Because you're willing to put in the work. As far as the quitter goes, guys, like I said, I can't control the sentiment, but I will do this. I will offer him an olive branch to kind of wrap this all up. Dude, commit to your efforts. Instead of spending your time trying to figure out every reason why you're not looking as good as you should be, spend a little bit more of that time focusing on actually trying to look better than you do right now. I promise you, you're going to see improvements, and I promise you, you're going to be surprised by what you're capable of doing when you direct a lot of that energy and focus towards something that actually is something that's going to help you in the long run to build a bigger body to look better. All right? I promise you. Guys, I had to make this video, like I said, out of order. We have other videos scheduled here, and I'm going to get back to those, but I think this is an important message to get across to you. In the meantime, if you're looking for a program that puts it all out there, step by step, no TRT included, it's not needed. The right exercises, the right attitude, hard training, and good nutrition, that's all over at athleanx.com. If you found the video helpful, tell me what other videos you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do those for you the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you soon.